All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode of your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, one of the very first things this administration did on getting to office was to make sure that the media does not report in full the worsening state of insecurity in Nigeria. But the situation has become so bad, insecurity has deteriorated to the point that with just 30% of the cases reported, Nigeria is heavily tensed. Now, it is one thing if the people can clearly see that security forces are doing their best to stop the killings, but where the fight against gunmen, bandits, and Fulani headsmen has now become a political issue, the situation then becomes very, very worrisome. It has never been this bad. In fact, the situation has drawn a very big global attention more than ever before, especially from the United States. And some hours ago, about 24 American organizations, yes, you heard me right, 24 American organizations came up with petitions as regards the killings in Nigeria. They recommended that the US Secretary of State takes certain steps in that regard. And I tell you, this negative international press that the TINUBU-led administration has been known for from day one is going to prove invaluable for common Nigerians when they finally decide to hit the streets. Before I show you what those 24 organizations said in their petitions, let me quickly share with you this incredible case of fraud coming out of TINUBU's cabinet once again. Listen as I read this memo. The Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, 3 Arm Zone, Abuja. Conveyance of approval. Appeal to use 3 billion naira from the COVID-19 Palliative Fund for verification of the National Social Register. The above subject refers, please be informed that Mr. President has approved the expenditure of 3 billion naira only from the COVID-19 Palliative Fund for verification of the National Social Register. Please accept the assurance of my highest regards. GBAJABIAMLA, Chief of Staff to the President. You heard that? 3 billion naira for the verification of the National Social Register. Oh my God. A whooping sum of 3 billion naira. What sort of verification is that? Now, don't forget that it was GBAJABIAMLA who stood as the shorty for this humanitarian affairs minister when she was being cleared at the Senate. And now she raised that memo asking for 3 billion naira to verify National Social Register. And you saw GBAJABIAMLA signing it there. So it was all for this purpose. This was what they planned to use her for. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, "This is becoming embarrassing to the nation. This TINUBU government is confirming the statement that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. What a shame." And this tweet here says, "How Nigerians are not in the streets baffles me. Amechi has said Nigerians wouldn't do nothing with information they get, which is true. Many of us don't know the worth of a billion. It takes you 27 years to exhaust 1 billion naira if you spend 100,000 naira every day." That is the money that these people are throwing around. And that is why we are doing our best. We are online doing this. We have people offline, people in the streets, trying to let Nigerians know that these APC guys are just ripping us off. If we can get them out of power, we can actually have the country that we want with Peter Obi. And this tweet here says, "The biggest gang of association of past and present criminals has hijacked Nigeria's seat of power." Oh, and Adisa here says, "And we are just going to keep sharing this without doing anything. Tomorrow, another one will drop." Well, Adisa is correct, and that is so sad. For now, the purpose of sharing all these is to fill this nation with the knowledge of APC's evil as the waters cover the sea. Let us continue to reiterate that the consequences of having these men up there are stinging Nigerians regardless of tribe and religion. Therefore, those sentiments must be cast aside to go against these people. Now, let us look at what those US organizations said concerning Nigeria. Look at how the papers reported it. 24 US organizations petitioned Blinken to designate Nigeria as CPC over mass killings of Christians. Several human rights organizations have asked US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, over the murder of hundreds of Christians. At least 24 interest organizations, which include religious groups led by Advancing American Freedom, Alliance Defending Freedom, the Hudson Institute, former Ambassador Sam Brownback, and former defense and national security officials, called for action against Nigeria over the killings. The groups recalled the suspected herdsmen attack on Plateau communities during the Yuletide. Over 150 were killed on Christmas Eve. Less than 2 weeks ago, almost 200 Nigerian Christians became martyrs while celebrating Christmas. According to one account, these Christians were killed for sport. Just weeks earlier, the Christian Association of Nigeria received a letter threatening them against celebrating Christmas. The International Religion Freedom Community stands outraged at your refusal to hold these acts of evil to account, the organization said. They added, the eyes of the world look to the United States as a beacon of hope and freedom. Religious freedom is grounded in the American founding, enshrined in the Bill of Rights, and quintessential to what it means to be an American. When the United States stands silent as evil runs amok, the world takes notice. Now, this is negative press for this administration, and nothing gives me more joy than that. The knowledge of their failure must be spread across the length and breadth of this earth. It is also important that the world is speaking up against the ethno-religious cleansing agenda going on in Nigeria. As the world grows in knowledge of their agenda, and as we stand up, arm, and defend ourselves, the agenda of the killer Fulani headsman will die, never to rise again, in the name of Jesus. In other news, Naira continues to fall, and look at how the papers reported it. Naira falls to 1,300 to a dollar. The Naira is currently trading above 1,300 to a dollar on the peer-to-peer cryptocurrency window on Tuesday. This is as many traders on the prior market confirmed that the national currency is trading close to 1,300 Naira in that segment of the market. On the Binance platform, the Naira is currently quoted above 1,300 to a dollar. Some Bureau de Change operators told the Punch that the quoted value is reflective of market realities. An Abuja Bureau de Change seller at Zone 4, Magaji Muhammad, said the price had increased to 1,300 to a dollar. He said, currently, we are selling for 1,300 Naira to a dollar. We are witnessing more demand, and that is why. And finally, Shell exits oil exploration in Nigeria, announces sale of onshore subsidiary. Shell has announced its withdrawal from oil exploration in Nigeria, revealing its intention to divest its onshore subsidiary, the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, to Renaissance. Now, in this case, Shell is not totally leaving. They said they want to leave oil exploration to focus on deep waters and integrated gas, whatever that means. Now, they may not have stated other reasons, but we know the reasons are not different from the reasons many other multinationals have been leaving Nigeria. And so many people are going to lose their jobs. You should know how many people have been employed by the oil exploration arm of Shell. And now they are saying they are no longer going to continue. What a tragedy for so many families. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, This is both disturbing and unfortunate. And this tweet by Omoya teacher says, multinationals that have dumped Nigeria, Procter and Gamble's, Unilever, GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Nigeria PLC, Sanofi, Bolt Food, Equinor, Jubilee Syringe Manufacturing, Shell. Yesterday, ShopRite closed its Kano outlet, but people say the company is still operating in other parts of the country. Which company will join the queue next? Time will tell. So sad. Now, I am not shocked at all. As a matter of fact, at the risk of sounding like a pessimist, I can only predict that things will get worse in the future, because that is what you can get from the APC. I don't expect anything good to ever come out of them. And until we rid ourselves of this evil association as a nation, this country will never know peace. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So, don't go away. Don't go away. Sorry,